Hey, yo! Hey,
What if I just puked bile all over this microphone?
What if?
The only reason
Welcome
I can't
to
be a
the-
doctor is because my
Welcome to the
hand shakes.
WebMD podcast.
That's the only reason. If my hand didn't shake, I'd be a neurosurgeon.
You went to medical school, right?
I went to medical school
On
to
accident,
do a stand-up show.
you were going to an AA meeting, but you accidentally walked into medical school.
I went to medical school.
Okay,
All
Audrey.
right, off to a great start. You guys, we have some unfortunate news. Danny, take it away with you.
We have some unfortunate news.
Is this how we're going to go right into it?
I guess so. Do you have anything else you want to say?
Okay, I will say this. I understand. Well, I want to say something so I can clip it too. I want Danny to say what he's going to say first.
Do you want to say anything first?
No, I think it would be weird if I said something first and then you didn't. You got to say it first.
Well, you did.
Where'd you get that Spindrift?
I brought it from home.
You son of a bitch.
I spend all my money on Spindrift.
I spend all my money on driving. Okay, I want you. I want you to. Clearly, I'm in a rut. So I want you to tell.
It's because you drive that ice cream truck around, right?
Yeah, I have an ice cream truck.
But the freezer's broken. Everything melts, and it is expensive.
It's the cheapest option I had.
This is a great start to a
morbid podcast.
We
want you to know you're gonna walk away from listening to this podcast. Probably go into your bathroom and sit on the floor and scream
and puke bile everywhere. So the bad news. The bad news is
we were gonna take shrooms for this.
Yeah, we almost did.
Honestly, I would have said I would have been hanging upside down from the
ceiling. We could still do that. It could be like a.
Oh, I was like, do you want to have some chocolate? Right?
No, I don't. But not with me, and not at all, and nowhere in my possession.
I've got some in my fridge.
We could do like a reunion podcast and do that, which leads me nicely to our next.
Yeah, you have to say what you're going to say.
Topic.
Yeah.
The bad news is Audrey and I just watched the video of the Challenger. we just found out and we're devastated. Rightfully so. It was a terrible thing that happened, but we just
now heard about it.
Man.
And then tell them the other bad news.
so that's like bad news number one, right? That's obviously
the second bad news is
that's the tops of the bad news. Bad news number two is thus follows.
Oh wait, my parents are never getting back together. That's the second.
That's bad news number two. Audrey's parents, we knew that they were divorced, but they are staying that way.
Yeah.
So
and then what's the third bad news?
Third bad news, and this is in order. It goes Challenger explosion, Audrey's parents remaining divorced, and then this is my last podcast on Once Upon a Tangent.
He's a traitor.
Whoa!
He's going to another podcast called Once Upon a Peen.
I'm joining Pod Save America. I've been headhunted by NPR to join
the corner saying, "What the fuck?" Yeah, Danny, listen. Danny is not going to be on the pod returning anymore.
I'm leaving the podcast.
I'm staying on the podcast, and I am changing the podcast again for the third time. Someone did bring me on stage recently, and they said, this girl, she's like changed her podcast like 3 times.
And it was foreshadowing.
Oh, she also said she doesn't respond to my DMs.
She said that before she brought you on stage?
Yeah, she sure did. Anyways,
one time I left stage and I was talking about a breakup, and the girl who was hosting the show goes, "Don't be sad about your breakup. I know a girl who has a crush on you."
And then brought you up.
She did it after I got off stage, and I told my girlfriend about it because I thought it was funny. And and she goes, "Why are you trying to hurt me?"
Your girlfriend said that.
Yeah, I told her that. She goes, "Why are you trying to hurt me?" And I was.
Is she gonna listen to
and I was like, no, I thought it was like funny, like it's like a crush. That doesn't sound like anything serious.
Why are you trying to hurt me?
She goes, "Why are you trying to hurt me?" And then she goes, "Did you tell her you have a girlfriend?" And I was like, "No, I was walking off stage." I just went, "Oh, okay."
That's so fucking funny. Wait,
was I gonna run back on stage and be like, "I have a girlfriend"?
Why are you trying to hurt me?
Why are you trying to hurt me?
That would be so. I'm gonna start saying that to everybody who jocks on me because I was eating cookies in the green room the other night at like 10 p.m. and everyone's like, "What? Are we 6?" I'm gonna look at people and be like, "Why are you trying to hurt me?
Why are you trying? It's very like chilly.
I can eat cookies in a green room at 10 p.m. if I want."
It made me feel
famous Amos.
It made me feel bad when she said it because I was not trying to hurt her.
What are you trying to hurt me? Well, you're trying to hurt us by leaving the podcast.
Yeah. So this is, like I said, this is my.
Well, was like we weren't recording. I'm like, yeah.
That honestly be for the
honestly,
that might be for the best.
That would have been for the best.
That might be for the best.
If you said we weren't recording, I would have said, "Hallelujah, sweet gobstopper, let's restart it."
Swing low. All right, so this is my last episode of Once Upon a Tangent. I'm leaving the pod.
Tell them why, besides that you're a savage.
Because I'm a savage. Fenty. I'm been picked up by Rihanna's lingerie line. I'm now going to be a model for Fenty.
I said no to them so I could stay on here.
Yeah, Audrey was first, and then they asked me after she said no.
I suggested you as a test,
which is
you choose that.
Yeah, a test of loyalty. And I said,
you chose Fenty.
See ya. No, this is my last episode. Like I've said. I'm leaving the podcast, not for anything like I have a couple other things I'm working on, and I just felt like I was doing.
What if he said that and then it just flashes forward to him just in his apartment, pacing and sweating, doing nothing?
I need to find some things to work on.
I'm sorry, that was heinous of me to say because you have a lot going on. You do.
It's okay. There's some things I'm excited about.
It's okay. You can say.
There are some things. Oh my God, I'm getting choked up. There's some things that I'm excited about, and I just felt like I was doing a little too much, and it was making me feel overwhelmed.
Yeah.
And this podcast has been so special to me and so fun, and doing it with you has been so special to me because we're obviously
Stop hitting on me.
Because I'm deeply in love with you. Wait, that would be such a good ending to this. If that's how this ended, I have to leave the pod because my feelings for Audrey have grown too strong.
It like zooms in on me and my hair's like this. And
it's not a coincidence that I'm leaving right when Veronica and Audrey break up.
Who's Veronica? I've chosen to block that.
But not to be not to be overly earnest, because that's not my name. My name is not Ernest. Not to be.
You didn't get a laugh for that one from me. You lost me now. So
not to be overly sincere.
You used to be funnier when you were on the pod.
I was much funnier when I was on the pod.
What if literally you leave the pod and Danny and I have been friends since college, so we have a history. But what if I would see you at shows and stuff and just pretend like I've never met you?
We both do that.
I'm like, what's your name?
Hey,
I blocked you out completely. I hear that works when don't you check your text.
I'm getting a phone call from the California state government.
Answer it.
It's about my taxes.
Literally
and I can't
answer it.
No, I can't.
Oh, is that illegal?
Yeah, they didn't call me earlier. They were supposed to. It's a little clerical error. We need to clear it. I'll clear it up later. Okay. Do you have something I want to say to you? Okay. You ready?
Yeah.
I'm in love with you.
Yeah. You can't even say it with a straight face.
And I think we should run away together.
I can't remember the last person who looked at me and said I'm in love with you, and I've dated people.
This podcast is
my
full of
beta fish.
sad
He
stuff.
gets excited when I walk in.
Is that true?
Yeah, he loves me. He's alive. He's like 3.5 almost. I mean, like my God.
Years old?
Yeah. I might win a record for something in my goddamn life.
Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
This podcast has been so fun. I've had so much fun doing it with you. Everyone at Jam in the Van is awesome, despite the reviews on Glassdoor by their interns.
That is so fucking funny. Wait, did you guys print that out?
Wolf, can you drop? Can you drop a little? Can you drop a little image of it? Yeah.
Wait,
man,
that's so funny.
Tough review by a disgruntled employee.
Who wrote it?
No, we haven't yet. Well, I mean, there's a few people.
It had to have been an intern that left.
I wrote it. It was me, and that's why
before Danny left the pod.
No, everyone at Jam in the Van is awesome. Me and fellow comedian Brett Dodenhoff run a stand-up show here. Everyone here is so cool, so amazing, so fun to work with, and this has been like an awesome experience for me. And doing this with you has been so special. I've admired you for a long time, and getting to do something with you has been so fun. And being friends for so long, this was a great experience for me.
Danny, that is so sweet.
And I appreciate everything.
Well, that is really kind.
When you found me, I was sharpening ice skates for Christy Yamaguchi. I weighed about 90 pounds.
And I walked into that rink and I stretched and it was the ice was breaking a little bit, and I said,
"Yeah,
you better pack your bags.
Yeah,
because I got an opportunity for you."
And
then you blew it.
I had one bag. I had like a IKEA tote bag and it had all my belongings in it. I weighed 90 pounds, and I was sharpening this. And I was 14 years old, and I was sharpening ice skates for former Olympian Christy Yamaguchi. And you said, come with me.
I used to come. That's true, but also
That's true.
It is so funny. I hate to do this. It is so funny because people don't know that Danny's leaving, and this is the most comments and stuff we've gotten about our podcast.
Yeah,
in our
literally.
Inboxes,
oh my god.
We've been posting clips in my TikTok and stuff.
I've had such breakup goggles.
People have been emailing and like sending me DMs and also sending Danny DMs. They're like, "This is the funniest pod," and he's leaving.
Yeah, literally. I call Audrey
He's
on.
leaving.
I call you what on Monday or Tuesday?
Yeah, you call. I don't know. All the days have been blurred since you called me.
Today's Friday.
Is it Friday?
Today, yeah.
I need to be put to sleep forever, I think, because I'm actually in a whirlwind of a black hole. All I do is wake up and
I'm in a whirlwind of a black hole. I called Audrey on today's Friday. I called Audrey on like a Monday or Tuesday and told her my decision to leave the podcast.
And what I do? Cuss them out. No,
and she
what did I say?
She said words I've never heard before.
What did I say?
And a couple words have been retired just from the English language.
What if you called me and I was like blacked out, but I seemed normal, and you just had to keep recalling me? I kept blacking out just to not accept you.
Your brain was Benjamin Buttoning itself?
Yeah.
And then since we had that conversation on Monday or Tuesday, it's been the biggest, like Audrey said, the biggest week of like positive feedback for the podcast.
That's how it always happens.
So many people just like serendipitously have messaged me and been like, just found the pod, love it. Someone sent me an episode and was like, I listened to this whole thing, loved it. And I'm like, what have I done?
That's like everything in entertainment, though.
What have I done? You know what I mean?
Yeah, when you leave like a project or something, or you leave a job. I guess never mind that. I got fired, so that doesn't count.
Right when I got fired from
like
Netflix about 10 years ago, they just took off.
But then I got fired.
You said Nick Cannon?
Yes, right. I got fired for Power 106, right? Well, they laid everybody off because radio stations funding was like, and I thought, okay,
what radio
when
stations
I
are
first moved
thriving?
to LA, I was making $26,000 a year. I thought that was so much, and then I found out my friends were making like 70, and I was like, oh, whoops. But I still was living off it somehow. Somehow I was living off of it.
That story is a testament of how good Audrey is at saving her money.
That tells you how great I am at just
Higher, and Audrey's spin-off pod is going to be Money Management. Welcome to the Money Management Podcast with Audrey, where she teaches you how to live off a ungodly low amount of money.
This podcast concept is going to be so dark, you're going to be shaking in your boots. Every day I'm going to come in with heavier eyeliner each time, and I'm going to send you through a vortex of depression. I'm just kidding. Wolf's nodding.
Wolf's nodding.
It's going to be a fun. It's you know what I think it is? It's going to probably be I'm going to have a female co-host.
Okay.
I think so. And then it's going to be like, I don't know what it's going to be yet.
Do you have any thoughts for what you're going to do next?
No, but we're figuring it out right now, and everybody should be excited.
Everyone should be excited. Audrey's going to do something really cool. I have no doubt.
This has been so fun. Yeah,
it's been great. I've really enjoyed it.
I always support my friends and following their guts.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it was just like it feels like a relationship ending in the sense that it isn't like it's a breakup, but an amicable one, and it was like, this is great. This was a great for a time, and I think we'll always have this time.
Agreed.
You know what I mean?
Agreed.
So I'm not. I don't think I'm like. It's great that we're not leaving under negative circumstances, but I'm just.
It's not like we fought.
It's not like we fought. What if behind they
Why did I say it like that? Like we did.
They make a documentary about us, and it's so much worse than the Eagles documentary. It's like they. They have like behind the scenes footage. We're like just,
people see me like they've never seen me before.
We're pummeling each other.
You know what?
We had to be in makeup for like 8 hours before each podcast because we were just so covered in cuts and bruises
and blood.
No, but it's just been like, this has been such a fun time, and I think I'll always just be grateful for this.
I think Danny's gonna leave. This podcast is gonna pop off. I'm gonna make a mill. Wolf's gonna make a mill.
I'm like the guy who left. I'm like the guy who left the Beatles.
To
join the Rolling Stones.
Did somebody leave the Beatles?
No, I think they kicked some guy out. They had
before they popped off.
They had some dumb friend, and they kicked them out and added Ringo. I'm almost positive.
And this was before they blew up.
Yeah.
That guy has got to hate him.
No, that guy went on to become Barack Obama. So, I'm not concerned.
That is hootier than the blowfish. Wait, has anybody ever said that? Because
we're 15 episodes in, and you just said that. That's the funniest thing I've ever heard. That should be the title of your new podcast. Hootier than the Blowfish.
Wait, that's actually...
Audrey, that's so funny.
So wait, not me going from No Pill Friday, Once Upon a Tangent, to
Hootier than the Blowfish.
That is actually absurd.
Take a vote online.
All right. Well, every time we do this, it makes me really sad because I'll go to the YouTube page and it has like 1 thumbs down.
That's not true.
No, that's not true at all.
That is not true.
No,
it
had
4.
It had 4. No, if you think of my next podcast should be called Hootier Than the Blowfish. You
Like and subscribe to Hootier Than the Blowfish.
Hootier Than the Blowfish.
But yeah, do you have any questions for me? Do you have anything you want to? Do you have anything you want to say to
Why
me?
are
Any
you
questions
such a little
for
bitch?
me?
I'm just kidding.
Why are you such a little bitch?
No,
why are you
Danny,
ruining my? Why are you ruining my
I'm proud of
life?
you. I'll tell you this.
I'm proud of you.
The entertainment. Oh, should I not be touching
You know what,
this?
Danny? I'm proud of you.
Okay. The entertainment industry can be a bitch, and it's so hard to know what you should do for yourself or what. I think you should just do whatever is fun or whatever you like. For me, I just like to get my voice out in any platform or any way I can. But however, I feel like there's so many opportunities, so many things that come, and I think it's good that you are like, okay, what do I need to focus on? Because it can be overwhelming because there's so many things.
Yeah, life is overwhelming in general.
Life is actually I was just telling Danny this because the world feels like it's ending and women's rights are being taken away and people have been struggling with their rights forever already, and it's like the audiences at stand-up shows have been unhinged because people just want to laugh and feel joy. Like last night, literally the crowd, I just did this new bit about how I think my ADHD coach is possessed and it wasn't even good. And people were literally like, ah, ah. Like just actually, I don't know if they were crying, screaming, terrified, or laughing. Yeah, they just were making noises. And I was like, I think it's just people just need to feel things.
Yeah.
And just do things. And like, I think you just need to do what makes you happy because it's a wild time right now.
Yeah, and I'll have some stuff to share soon. Brett and I are obviously running.
Brett and I are starting a podcast. If you say that, I swear to fucking God.
Right here.
At Jam in the Van.
Right here.
I would literally be like, all right,
we're starting our podcast at Jam in the Van. We're
like,
combining with Sputnik's podcast. It's called
same name.
It's called Once Upon a Tangent's Tangent. Tangent. No.
Also, if I feel low energy, it's because I'm on my period.
Are you
Sorry,
really?
guys.
Congrats, bro.
Yeah. Thank you. That's very kind.
A new segment emerges.
Yeah.
That's
Ew.
great. That's great. But yeah, we'll have some stuff to share soon. Some stand-up stuff and another project being released soon, and I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, Danny, you should be looking forward to it.
But I'll always.
You should be looking forward to this foot in your ass.
Your new Hootier Than the Blowfish podcast is just like you. It's like Audrey, but being so like aggro. Like she brings guests on and just like assaults them.
Wait, that's not a bad idea. Everybody just vents. That's so negative. I don't want to hear people venting
with Audrey Stewart.
I'd be like, oh.
You should do Audrey. You should do a podcast in character, like as a character.
No.
No?
No.
You don't like that idea? I think that'd be so good.
No. I don't. That's exhausting.
I haven't heard anything like that. I haven't heard anyone do a podcast in character other than like scripted podcasts. But you should like be a character, a little Becky Robinson type character.
No.
Okay. Well, this is why I'm leaving. Creative differences.
No, I mean, God, I fucking did. No, I just couldn't do that. The whole reason I like doing a pod is because I had to be myself on it.
Okay.
And I feel like we come out with pretty good new bits from podcasts and talking and stuff.
Yeah, I think so.
And I feel like a podcast is great because it's like your audience and they just want to hear more from you.
Sure.
Yeah. But I like this character idea. I just shut the fuck up.
See, this is your character.
Hey,
Audrey's a lot more gruff than people realize.
Actually, you see me on the 101 South and North. It's over. Because I'm actually like, you pointing a gun at me, I'll literally still flick you off.
Audrey has her left hand inside a hole in her jeans.
Danny's in love with me, so he's analyzing every part of me.
And it's coming through a lower hole in her jeans.
Danny, wait. So since you're leaving, okay, this will be fun. So since Danny's leaving, I have 7 weapons. Which no, I'm just kidding. Okay, so since you're leaving, wait, I can't do it again when I'm not laughing. Okay, we should each reveal like deep dark secrets.
What? No. Oh, wait. Also an idea. No.
Wait, we gotta do something like this for your last pod.
No way.
What do you mean?
Why is that the farewell?
You guys can play that game where you put your hand down.
Okay, well.
Wolf just pulled out a knife.
Wolf is
just
sitting in the
pulled-
corner.
Wolf
He
just
just pulled
pulled-
out a butcher knife.
Wolf just
and
literally
said, "You guys can
pulled
play
out
that."
a literal switchblade and was like, "You guys should play that game where you do this." Our producer,
Wolf, that's
Wolf just
huge.
pulled out
Yeah,
a second
It was
bigger knife. I know we make things up, but this is a thing that's actually happening.
It's actually really. I swear to God. That okay? I'll tell you.
Our,
I know that
our
this is hard to
producer,
believe.
Wolf is
His-
wielding multiple.
His ice skating
knives.
story was not true, but this
What?
this wolf thing is true.
Wolf,
Okay, but we have to. With you leaving, we gotta get.
We can make this a short pod, and I've already said my piece. I've already said how grateful I am to do the podcast. I've already
Jason,
said.
I already said.
I already said what I came here to say. I've already said how grateful and appreciative I am to you to do this with you and share this experience with you. I've already said
We love you.
that I'm.
We should do like some kind of send off. Like,
Okay.
like tell us something that
I'm
would,
sa-
like
what I'm
make you
saying
like
is
cry.
I've already said what I came here to say. Let's wrap it up. No. I'm just saying. What do you want to close with?
We want to know more about you.
What do you want to know?
What really ticks you?
Makes me tick.
Okay, no, you're right. We could wrap it up.
No, I'm not saying we should end. I'm saying what's the last thing you want to do with me on this podcast?
Well, it's a storytelling podcast, so maybe we should end on one final story.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
I wish I would have prepped that.
Well, I wish I would have prepped you leaving. This is joke's on you. I did take shrooms.
That's fair. And
Cut
healthy.
a lot of this.
You were in that shirt. No one believed that you didn't take shrooms.
I know. I walked into Dave's office and he goes, "What did you come from, Shake Street?" And I go, "Actually, yeah, I was there 3 weeks ago, and I'm still feeling."
What's Shake Street?
It's
in Austin, Texas.
No, it's the. Have you ever been to the Grateful Dead concerts?
No.
I just went for the first time at Dodger Stadium with Richie Doyle and stuff, and I literally
saw that.
Yeah, and it was so. And Harper's dad was there, and Harper.
Cool.
It was so funny. Just random people, just we ran into that were there, and they were like, "It's Shake Street is where they're just selling shirts. People are selling shrooms and Molly and stuff just on the street. Shrooms, Molly, like selling balloons." And people are sucking in balloons. Jack just made me laugh because he said that he went with his mom one time at Hollywood Bowl, and the mom thought the balloons were to pass up in the air during the songs. Isn't that so innocent?
That's so nice
and pure. But that is no, it was nuts. And I got lost for a second, and I said, "That's okay. This place is nuts."
That's great.
And I feel like
Do you want to count that as your story?
Sure.
I'm just kidding. Do you have a story? What's the first story that came to mind that you want to tell? I have one that came to mind. We could do stories about farewells, or
That's really sentimental. I like that.
or I could just do the first story that come into your
Let's do
brain.
goodbye stories.
I need to think of one.
We'll cue the "I'm leaving." Oh, he does.
What? Who?
John Denver.
Did he write that song?
Yeah.
No.
Yes, he did. My dad is a huge John Denver.
John
fan.
Denver wrote that song.
I'm leaving.
It wasn't
on
Ben
a jet
Affleck in that
plane.
one scene in Armageddon making that up.
What if
Specific
I just was so
reference.
sour that you were leaving and I just decided not to laugh at anything
Anything
you
I
said?
said.
So you just said that, like you said that Christina, you made.
Say
Next.
it. Say it, Audrey.
Wolf said next. Oh, not you checking the time. My God.
I'm not checking the time. My phone just keeps ringing. I want to make sure no one in my family has died.
Are we fighting?
No. Well, this isn't even the most we beefed on a podcast before. It was that time with Grace where me and Grace banded against you.
Oh yeah, that was.
And you got really defensive.
I did, and I got like flustered.
And then that time that you and Craig Conant banded against me.
Oh my God, that's because Craig and I
And
accidentally
I felt like I
ban
was-
against everybody.
I felt like
were
I was living-
creatures when we're
I
together.
feel like I was in real life sleep paralysis.
That's you think that's bad? When we slept in the same hotel room, think about how his girlfriend felt for like 3 nights. We were
Can't imagine.
we were
You guys did 3 nights together?
yeah.
That's funny. I always think about sitcoms. I kind of wish this was like a clip show where we all said our favorite memories and then it showed the clip. But I don't think we didn't prep that. So let's do, and I think we already have that other clip episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, of our season recap.
Uh-huh.
So let's do a final farewell story.
Okay.
Okay.
Before my grandma died, she looked at me and said, "No." Just kidding. I didn't see it.
She looked at me and she said,
You tell Danny to get off the pod. So she got her wish.
She looked at me and said, "Don't let my death be in vain."
And when people say that, I'm like, blah, blah, blah.
It's like, shut up and die already.
The fuck up.
You're leaving for a reason.
Okay, tell us your wild, saddest, or just whatever.
Do you want it to actually be a sad farewell story?
It can be whatever. Stories are stories. Could be sad, could be weak, could be terrifying.
Every new beginning comes from some other beginning's end. Right?
Sounds like anal.
What? That's what I want. That's what I want our final words to be. I can't think of a farewell story, so I'm going to tell this story in the meantime, okay? This is a really short story. That's the first one that came to my head.
Okay.
My dad was... I guess it's kind of farewell because I was going to the airport. My dad was driving me to the airport, okay?
Okay.
This was maybe 2 months ago. I was in Indiana, and I was flying to Buffalo, New York to visit my girlfriend's family, who's from Buffalo. She was already there. It was for a funeral. But I was going to meet her. This sounds like it's going to be much more of a poignant story than it is. She was there for a funeral. I was going to meet up with her to be there for her and for the funeral. And my dad was driving me to the airport, and it's like 6 a.m., and it's so early, and I rarely see my parents because we live far away, so I see them like once or twice a year. So I'm going to the airport to meet my girlfriend for this funeral for her family, and it's like I'm spending this like remaining time with my dad. And it's really, really early in the morning. It's like before the world's really started yet. And we're driving, and we're going through this big field in Indiana. And he's just driving in the middle of the field. We're going through this big field in Indiana. And there are those big wind farms, right?
Yeah.
And they have solar.
The alien fingers.
Yeah. And the alien fingers, sure.
They look like... Wait.
Yeah.
You yawn at our podcast when we're fucking... No, I've been yawning too. That's oxygen to the brain. You have to yawn.
So we're going through this field, and he sees these wind farms, and then we pass the wind farms, and there's all these solar panels that power the wind farm.
Uh-huh.
Or wait, the wind farm draws power, but there's also solar panels in the field.
Yeah.
And he looks at them and he goes, "Man, look at all those solar panels."
Not panels.
He goes, "Man," it's like silent, and it's been silent in the car for like a couple minutes, and he just goes, "Man, Daniel, take a look at all those solar panels."
Did you die?
And silence. He goes, I'm gonna give the amount of silence that I gave in the moment. He goes, "Daniel," he kind of whispers it because it's so early, and it's early enough to where you feel like you should be whispering.
Yeah.
And he goes, "Man, look at all those solar panels." And I went, "Did you say solar panels?" I was like, should I? In my head, I'm like, he said solar panels. Do I say anything? Do I let this go?
Did
And
you
then
say something?
I was literally like, I have to say something.
You have to.
I can't let this go.
Did you say it?
Yeah, I go, that like truly like a hard 4 to 5 seconds passes, and I go, "Did you say solar panels?" And he goes, "Yes, I think I may have."
Did you lose your shit?
And then we rode in silence for like another 10 minutes.
God, that's so funny.
It was awesome.
Every time you do a story about your parents, it's literally the funniest.
It was awesome. He's the best. We don't have a strained relationship. It was just early and we were both tired. But he's so funny. And then he dropped me off at the airport, gave me a hug. He does this thing where he hands me $20.
Stop! That's so cute.
He's like, "Here's 20." He's like, handing me, and I'm like, "Please don't." And we do always do thing of like, I'm like, "Please don't give me. I don't need money. Please don't give me $20." He's like, and then he'll just shove it in my pocket.
That's
He'll
so
like,
cute.
he'll just go, "Just take it."
Oh my God, $20 now is a quarter, but that's so cute. It's a quarter.
It's very nice. So
That's
so
cute.
that was a nice. I guess that is a farewell story. That was a really nice farewell for the few times I get to see my dad every year. I was like, who's that guy?
I love that vibe. This is
The guy with the craziest vibe just walked
we both
in.
just stopped when we were saying silence and walked by, and he had like a mullet and sunglasses on. He just went.
Yeah, a man with a
Wait.
mullet, a headband, sunglasses, and a louder tie-dye shirt than Audrey Stewart just walked in.
Okay, that was your farewell story.
Yeah, what do you got?
Okay, I was walking up the stairs, and this man started beating the shit out of me. Take that out.
And then I bumped into and I said, "Excuse me, sir." And he goes, "Watch where you're fucking going." And then he threw me down a flight of stairs.
Watch where you're Oh, wait, I have a story.
Do we have to cut that out? Because I mentioned... Are we cyberbullying?
I guess even cyberbullying.
Oh, it'd be funnier if you bleeped his name, because people would be like,
has a small dong.
who'd he say? Hootie.
Hootie and then the Blowfish. I got to Google to make sure nobody's ever said that before.
Hootier than the Blowfish is funny.
I'm just going to make a visor that says it.
I'm trademarking it. Make a visor.
You're going to leave the pod, trademark something I said, and sell visors.
I'm trademarking it for you. Also, Becky Robinson sells visors. That's part of her merch. I've mentioned Becky Robinson twice on this pod. Shout out Becky Robinson.
She's one of my friends. I do love Becky.
She's very funny.
She is.
Okay. What's your farewell story?
Okay. My farewell story.
And if you, at the end, you can draw a nice metaphor towards sending me off from the podcast, that'd be awesome.
Not going to do that. So, hey, buddy, shut it. Okay. Here is my send-off. Or goodbye. Here's my...
That's so much funnier than anything you could say.
Okay, my goodbye. Oh, here's goodbye to normalcy. When I was in, did I tell the story when I was in 8th grade and I jumped off the high dive? No. Yay. I was in 8th grade, and okay, so there's a country club in Indiana. It's called Meridian Hills. Oh, can't say it. Too late, because I already did. And like, it's a country club, right? People belong. We didn't belong to it, but a lot of my friends did, and we had our 8th grade graduation party there. So it's a send-off. It's a graduation. It's a goodbye. I get on the high dive. It's a huge high dive. Everybody's chanting my name. Not really cool that much.
What were they chanting?
Audrey.
Okay.
And I try to fit in with these kids. And like 8th grade is just misplaced. I had a great time in high school and college, but I had troubles fitting in 8th grade. So I was like, I gotta be cool. Gotta jump off this high dive. Gotta prove to everybody what I'm worth. Most attention I've ever gotten from my grade. And then I jump off the high dive.
I'm so nervous.
And I come back up. And then all of a sudden, somebody goes, ew. And around me are tissues floating. And I forgot that I stuffed my underwear because I just gotten my period. Like,
oh, no.
That morning, and I didn't know how to put a tampon in, so I stuffed it with toilet paper. And then it was like bloody toilet paper had risen up with me in front of all my 8th grade class.
Audrey, I'm so sorry.
Yeah. I asked people from my grade if they remember that, and they say no.
How?
I don't know.
How do you forget that?
I don't know. People don't remember it. They're like, I don't think that happened. I was like, it definitely happened.
You're like, trust me, I know.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I'm sorry that happened to you. What'd you do?
I was like, oh my God, whose are those? This is disgusting. Isn't this a country club? This is why we don't belong here. That's the only reason. I don't know. It's just drama now.
I'm really leaving the podcast because I heard my own laugh, like recorded, and I was like, "Oh, I should no longer exist on Earth, let alone this podcast."
Sometimes I watch my own stand-up clips back, and I literally will then look at my face in the mirror, and it is pale ghost white, and I look like I hate the world. So I understand.
Man, it's like, yeah.
Well, that was quite the story, huh?
That was a great story, and it's a traumatic story. I'm really sorry that happened.
Wolf said wrap it up because he's got things.
Well, if you got places to be, bro, that's okay.
Oh my God,
I think we're done here.
We are done here.
Hey,
as our final send off, and speaking of tissue coming up, Danny's coming up as well in life. And you said wrap it around. You got red hair like that blood on that toilet paper.
Yup. Nailed it.
Nailed it. So I will miss you, and I hope everybody stays tuned to what's to come. What if we just lose everybody because you're leaving, and that's how I found out everybody hates.
The Danny Hive is strong.
The Danny Hive.
The Danny Hive.
Wait, that's amazing. The Danny
I'm just
Hive.
kidding. You're whatever podcast you do next is gonna be fantastic, and I will listen to every episode.
See each other all the time, so that's why I don't really feel anything. But
that's why I feel it. That's how I feel about that. When you said you were gonna miss him, like we're still gonna see each other like all the time.
See each other all
I
the
see
time.
you constantly.
So this really doesn't affect. The only people it affects is you guys because I figure out. What do we got next? Ah.
Okay.
See ya.
See ya.
See ya.
It's been fun.
Please stay tuned for the next
Stay
season.
tuned.